¿Qué pues, cabroncitos? Es el alquimista del sonido y aquí estoy con
Gershwan.
Y hoy vamos a leer sus preguntas en esta versión de For the Greater.
I can't do it in Spanish. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. You didn't do that in Spanish. You have to do that in Spanish.
Uno.
And that is what... Oh, heavens to Zergatroid.
Not Zergatroid.
Nader Potato did. Could there ever be Tyranid Servitors or Orc Servitors? No, the reason there are no Servitor Xeno races is because they're Xeno races. The Imperium is so against any type of technology that other races have, that they're even against biological technology, which is just, you know, them being half robot, half whatever it is just blasphemous, heretical, and it should never be done.
Unless you're part of the Death Watch and you use Necron tech weapons that can slice through atoms, but you don't say they're Necron weapons.
No, you say the Depths Mechanicus gave you a really cool green glowing scythe.
Don't look at the sigils.
Yeah. Next question comes from Ragnar Bloodmane. What do you guys think would happen to the 40K universe if the Horse Heresy never happened? Would the Tyranids have wreaked havoc like they currently have, and would the Chaos Gods have much of an impact on the universe like they do now?
Well, if the Horus Heresy never happened, My Little Pony wouldn't exist.
Yes. If the Horus Heresy never happened... Horus Heresy never happened. I still think the gods would be powerful enough to try to corrupt the Primarchs. I think the next person on their list...
Magnus?
No, I think it would be Fulgrim.
Fulgrim?
Fulgrim.
What?
Because I mean, he got possessed to the point where he was captured by a demon.
I would have said maybe Lorgar.
Lorgar, I think, has been in the Dark God's pocket from the beginning. I think he's like the master planner.
The puppet master.
Yeah.
He did punk Horus.
Yeah.
Yeah. He like pushed him against the lockers. Like, give me your lunch money, fool.
And then he went like that.
Whoa. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
That's how fast this guy is.
Yeah. Quickling skills, which is a monster you guys might face today. Next question.
This is by Juan G. How many teeth for a hair squig?
It depends on who you're talking to. If you're talking to a blood axe, it's going to be regular, like 5 teeth. But if you're talking to a bad moon, they're going to try to upsell you. They're going to charge you 10. If you're talking to a death skull, they're not even going to sell you a hair squig. They're going to sell you just a regular like meat squig and say that the hair is going to grow later. And they'll sell it to you for 3 teeth.
Meat squigs?
Meat squig.
Hi, nice to meet you.
It talks for the orcs in perfect common or gothic, low gothic. Next question.
This one's by the Man Alibird. If you could create a new unit for a faction, which faction would you make and what unit would it be? Said it once, I'll say it twice. It doesn't matter what faction as long as it's aquatic in nature.
That would be badass to have like the submarine the submarines that the orcs always seem to have in every single planetary invasion.
Like there's no water on this planet. Bring the submarines.
They're like tearing, like they just burrow through the ground. That would be pretty badass. That's the unit that I would make. Like some type of vehicle that burrows in the ground and that is an orc-made vehicle. That would be an awesome deep strike. Like second turn, a giant like drill comes out and then just hordes and hordes of orcs.
This is the drill that will pierce the heavens.
It could be called Gork's Tooth.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'll sell you Gork's Tooth for that meat squig.
Yeah. Next question.
This one is by Katia Stans. Does Gillman hate what the Imperium has become? And if so, why doesn't he set them back on the Emperor's secular path?
Yes.
Next question.
Yeah.
I don't think he's too fond of what the Imperium is, but he's too busy fighting chaos to... Like, he doesn't want to be stretched too thin to cover all fronts that the Imperium should be fighting, so he's focusing on the biggest threat, and that is chaos.
Yes. Next question comes from Dee Fool 06. Each Space Marine chapter has its own unique traditions and cultures within its respective chapter.
Hi, coño.
Which Space Marine chapter has the coolest graduation or induction ceremony to a new battle brother? I would say the Blood Jaguars. The Blood Jaguars, their ceremony is like they have to climb this massive hill that's plagued with like trolls and like
Trolls?
yeah, like rainforest creatures. And then once they get to the top, the chaplain's like, yeah, you made it. And like the thing is that it's usually just one out of hundreds.
It's funny. It's like you just went through all that and it's like, yeah, you made it.
Yeah, congratulations. What about victory celebration?
I had to go with the Space Wolves because like they got mead. Like think of like a Viking celebration with like a feast.
Minus the sex.
Well, Slanesh.
And then funeral rites for the fallen battle brothers. It's all pretty standard. It's like they get placed in their little tombs and shot out into space. And then any ritual that is very unique among all Space Marine chapters. The Flesh Tearers have a unique ritual where they go into whatever town, village, or city they're in control of, and they kill innocents and drink their bloods.
Because grimdark.
Yeah.
Bruva Michael, who would win in a battle between Corvus Corax and Conrad Kurz?
That was the one that I was looking for in the beginning.
It's actually been kind of fought already. During the Istvan Massacre, I believe, Corvus Corax was beating the out of Lorgar, so much so that he was about to kill him, and like with his claw, he went to go pierce, because I think he had Lorgar pierced through the stomach, and he was going to pierce his head with the other claw, and then another set of claws came in and blocked it, and it was the Night Haunter. And from there, they were fighting for a little bit. However, Conrad Kurz had the upper hand, and basically Corvus Corax had to retreat.
And then later on, Perturabo's bitch ass came, or is it Angron? I think it was Angron.
Probably Angron.
Mm.
Yeah, it was Angron. I think we talk about it in the 40 facts on Corvus Corax. It's like a 3-4-parter, and yeah, it's in there.
Next question comes from T3 Manned 3 Ailabird. If Abaddon and Gillman met in battle, not plot armor, just their regular equipment, who would win? Would it be a draw? Both die, both survive to fight another day? Well, without their armor, Gillman dies. Gilliman's armor is what's keeping him alive.
It's his life support.
So let's say they both have armor.
Do they have weapons?
Yeah.
If they both have armor, I'll give it to Gilman. If they have weapons, I'm giving it to Abaddon, because he's got that blade. The blade that the Emperor couldn't kill.
Yeah, but the Gilman has the Emperor's sword.
Oh, that is true.
It's a flaming sword.
But again, the Emperor couldn't kill the sword,
Yeah.
The demon sword.
That's true.
It'd be a good fight, but I'm giving it to Abaddon.
I'm giving it to Gilman just because...
Grimdark.
Yeah, I guess. Next question.
All Might, what is your favorite race in D&D? And why, though?
I don't think I have a favorite. Or, no, you know what? I do? Dwarves. And the reason is because...
it's easy to find miniatures for them.
Well, yeah, that, and I've always been drawn to dwarves. Even, like, before we started playing 40K, I learned about Games Workshop. I saw the miniatures. The first miniature I ever got was an orc. But the reason that I wanted to go back was to pick up a set of dwarves. And then when I was introduced to 40K, I was like, well, I'm not going to play with fantasy when I can play with sci-fi.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What about you?
It's a tie between Aasimar, but I say Aasimar, and Tiefling. Because I feel like there's a lot of similarities between the two. One's like half demon, the other one's like half angel. They got good abilities, and they look cool.
Goliaths seem kind of cool, too.
Yeah.
Minotaurs, and yes.
There's a lot, yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a soda. Next question.
Pinch poke, owe me a Coke.
This one comes from the Fool06. Are there any nice Inquisitors, or is being a jerk all the time part of their job? Unfortunately, I think as an Inquisitor, it is your job to be like investigative and to, what is it called? To like not believe people.
Skeptic.
Yeah, to be like a professional skeptic, and that just breeds like an asshole thing towards you. So yeah. And then last question. Do you have one?
This one's by the Mander Albert. If you were an Orc or a Tau army, how would you go about invading an Imperial world? A well-defended world. Not Kedia level, but still above average. So I guess you could talk about how you would command your Orcs, and I'll talk about commanding the Tau.
Okay.
Give me time.
Well, no, because I was just going to copy what Godschool did, because like what he did is he sent massive asteroids down onto the planet.
Not rocks, asteroids?
Well, that's what they're called rocks, but they're asteroids, and then once they land, they actually become fortifications. So it's almost like planting down a city anywhere you want on the planet, and you do that all over the planet, and inside the core of each of those meteors or the rocks would be teleporters, and then ships that are there would be ships that are far off enough so that the planetary defense guns won't be able to hurt them, and they would just start to teleport orcs into the planet. So it becomes one of those situations where like the only force that can attack are the ones on the ground. All air force, or I guess like air forces too, or space forces too. But everything around or near the planet and in space wouldn't be able to do anything. So you reduce their defenses by 1/3.
I'd die, I'm Tau. But no, I would probably send in like stealth crew first to like sabotage, and as like things are like blowing up and everything's malfunctioning, you just send in a huge wave of just like manta strikes, send in the hammerheads, and then go reinforce that with troops, and then finally drop in key battlesuit teams on like strategic places.
That's very because there's two, right? It's the
Montka and the Kanyan.
That's very
one's
Monka,
the killing blow and one's the patient hunter.
Yeah, that's not patient at all. You're just like sending in all your men.
Yep. Sending them to die.
I see. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. Don't forget to put question in front of your question, because we get those questions first. We have a Patreon. If you want to support us on Patreon, jump on over there. Thank you for everything.
This is the Sound Alchemist,
Gershwan,
and we are out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation. I knew I never had that much to lose.